Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Icarus here, and for today, the Nintendo Switch is full of beloved and great games, like Smash Ultimate, the Mario games, Legend of Zelda, Kirby, you name it and all. And while the past 5 years has been great, especially since the Switch just turned 5 years old on its launch date, there is just a few problems with it, and that's the fact that there are still a few missing game series that have yet to be in the Switch and all, because given how very popular Mario and Zelda is, it kind of really gives more of a low standard for other series to not get any sort of revival. But given the latest Nintendo Direct that happened last month that revived a few games, I think there are certain ones that deserves to at least be recognized by fans and to get more love and attention by Nintendo, even if it's just a one or two, like even if it's just like a one-time or two-time thing and all. So today I'm going to be going through the top 10 games or game series that deserves to be in the Switch and are currently MIA from the Nintendo Switch. And so with that, let's not waste time, but let's get straight into the top 10s. Number 10, Chibi Robo. Now, while I'm not familiar with the series and all, the latest game that came out was Chibi Robo's Ziplash, and let's just say that it didn't really go so well. I think you know at least a few YouTubers that talked about Chibi Robo Ziplash, but at first it definitely had some good potential, but then was killed off by Nintendo when it transformed into a platformer. So yeah, despite me not familiar with the series, I think this deserves at least another chance. Instead of just being a new platformer, maybe they can return to the same old formula, or come up with a new formula while still, keeping the same, recognition of what Chibi Robo really is. Number 9, Xenoblade Chronicles X. While not technically a game series, since the first two games, including the third one coming this year, were already on the Switch, Xenoblade X is sort of Nintendo saying that they kind of just really want to forget about this. Given how very low sales the Wii U is, well, I wouldn't say low, I guess you can say that the Wii U itself didn't sold very well, and Xenoblade Chronicles X was definitely a good refresher next to games like Splatoon, Mario Maker, and Smash 4. Xenoblade X, though, is also a problem when it comes to the Wii U nowadays, since Nintendo is shutting up the eShops for that console next year. So, yeah, you can expect a lot of scalpers, basically, upping up the price. So not only do we need another Xenoblade game that, to complete the entire series of Xenoblade Chronicles games, but, yeah, we definitely need some sort of a Wii U revival, and Xenoblade X definitely needs another chance on recognition, given how next year we'll be losing this game digitally. You can still buy the game physically, but it's sort of impossible nowadays given how very high sales the Switch is now. Number 8 is a Mario baseball game, or as the game likes to call it, Mario Sluggers. So, a Mario sports game is usually a very fun time. Like, they're usually very fun, and it's full of the wackiness the Mario series is known for, especially with the power-ups, the unique places, and especially the unique mechanic and playstyle when it comes to Mario sports games. And given how we've gotten the revival of both tennis and Strikers, which will be coming out this year, and Mario Golf, and especially, everything else, Mario Sluggers is the only Mario sports games that has yet to be missing. I'm not really counting the other crossover games, I'm more talking about the standalone sports games, to be exact. And Mario Sluggers is usually a very fun time, as it includes characters that no one thought they would be playable, like the characters from Mario Sunshine, and few of the Donkey Kong characters, like the Critters, King K. Rool, and Baby Donkey Kong. Those are really unique courses, and those are really unique characters. Not only that, they're even unique costumes for all of them. I remember Dry Bones having a dark Dry Bones, Koopa Troopa having a blue shell one. I remember all these costumes, and the Critters, yeah, they also have different colored variants of the character. So Mario Sluggers not only does it need a revival, but it definitely needs another recognition because, I mean, come on, if we're gonna pay attention to tennis a lot more often, I think it's best we decided to revive this, just like what they did with Strikers. Number 7 is a Star Fox game. Star Fox is a very low standard, and well, I wouldn't say low, I would say that this is one of Nintendo's best old flagship franchises. And it's a shame, really, since even though Starlink is a crossover between Star Fox and I'm not sure what it was exactly, but it was more of a crossover from what I remember. I don't think anyone remembers Starlink at all, but Star Fox hasn't gotten a new game since the Wii U, and now was Star Fox Zero, which is just a remake. So, Star Fox, which is one of Nintendo's old flagship franchises, needs another revival, because, I mean, they revived a few series like Chrono Cross and now Klonoa. I think it's best to revive one of, like, you know, the game's old flagship franchises, and we gotta stay true to the original that isn't just, you know, a remake or anything else or a crossover. Star Fox at least deserves some love, and, you know, Nintendo, this is one of your old flagship franchises that deserves to have the attention that more often. Now, another series that I'm not too much of a fan of, but I can definitely understand why fans want this. A Pikmin game. No, Pikmin 3 Deluxe doesn't count at all since that came out a couple years ago, and it's a port to the Wii U and all. The thing about Pikmin, though, is that Miyamoto stated that there was going to be a Pikmin 4 at some point, but the last time I've heard of that was either 2017 or 18, maybe 19, I cannot remember. So yeah, Pikmin 4, it's really highly impossible at that point, but whenever there's at least a brand new Pikmin game at some point, I think this deserves at least some sort of recognition. I mean, come on, if they're gonna make Pikmin Bloom and a deluxe version of Pikmin 3, then then at least make Pikmin 4. Then again, I don't really think Pikmin 4 is ever gonna happen in my opinion, but hey, at least a fan can dream at some point. Number 6 is the Mario and Luigi series. You know, the Mario and Luigi RPG series that has full of wacky adventures and memorable moments, and especially playing as Bowser. Now, the series was such a beloved one. Ever since Alpha Dream got bankrupt, there hasn't been a brand new game since, and it makes sense, but wouldn't it just make sense for, you know, to Nintendo to just buy out Alpha Dream? I mean, I know they're closed down already, but what if there's somewhat of a chance to see this one revive? Because, hey, if HAL Laboratories, you know, like HAL Laboratory, those are that is the developers that also makes the Mario Party series, but ever since its bankruptcy, they went on to NDQ, which most of its employees from HAL Laboratory became part of the Mario Party series, even though it changed the formula entirely. I kind of want that situation with Alpha Dream, except not changing the formula at all. And plus, I mean, who doesn't love playing as Mario and Luigi every so often? Because the last game that came out was a remake to the most popular one, Bowser's Inside Story, which didn't sold very well, as you can guess. Now, and even though it's highly impossible to see one nowadays, I can at least say that whenever there's a chance at some point, if they're gonna at least give out the Alpha Dream employees some chance, please bring back the Mario and Luigi series. Those are by far one of my favorite games I played back then, and I wanted to see them right now. Number 5, Punch-Out! Punch-Out is a game that features Little Mac, and the thing about this game is that the last time we got it was a reboot to the series, Punch-Out, back in the Nintendo Wii, which featured the Wii remotes and the Wii Fit board and all. The fun thing about it is that you fight against many different enemies, and even to this very day, its fan base is still very active despite Punch-Out not getting any sort of game in over a decade. It kind of shows that the series that really needs more recognition, and not only recognition, but more love to it, with at least new characters, a fun story, and especially the fun fighting mechanics when you feature the Wii board, like the Wii Fit board. Then again, I'm not sure the Wii Fit board would be accessible, but with the newest Joy-Cons and motion controls, I think it's best to say that Punch-Out deserves another chance. Number 3 is a 2D Mario game. Now, yes, Mario U Deluxe came out a few years back, but, you know, I think it's time we get another Mario 2D game. Now, the problem is that if there is ever going to be another 2D Mario game, I want them to at least let them do something new with it. The problem about the 2D Mario games nowadays, the modern ones to be exact, is only become that they all play the exact same, the same story of some sort. When Peach gets kidnapped, you have to go through 8 worlds, they unlock a secret world. That's really about it. I want something fresh and new about it. I want new levels, new environments that isn't just grass, water, lava, stone, or sky, or anything else. I want something fresh and new from it. I highly doubt it's ever gonna happen, but if there's ever a chance there's ever gonna be a new 2D Mario game on the Nintendo Switch, like a new one, not just a port, then there has to be at least something fresh and new. Then again, it's Nintendo, so what do I really expect? Number 2 is the Donkey Kong series. The Donkey Kong series, like the other ones, hasn't gotten anything, it hasn't got anything new since 2014, and now it came out on the Wii U. So, and the problem about it is the fact that many thought there was gonna be something big or something Donkey Kong related last year for the Nintendo Switch, since it was the 40th anniversary. Obviously, they didn't give anything, which is kind of a shame, since this was one of Nintendo's old and big flagship franchises. Don't get me wrong, Mario, Zelda, and Kirby are great, but come on, we gotta give the King of the Jungle some love at that point. And not only that, I mean, come on, we at least need a new Donkey Kong game, and maybe the return of King K. Rool at some point, if they wanted to have Microsoft tune in and, have King K. Rool being the villain once again. I don't think that it's gonna happen, but for those King K. Rool fans, we have to keep on dreaming, and, Nintendo, please bring this series back. We want something that, we want more challenge, and, isn't just a port. And then finally, number 1, Kid Icarus. The Kid Icarus series has gotten 3 games. 2 games that came out back in the 80s and 90s, but didn't get a new installment until Sakurai decided to reboot the series once more with Kid Icarus Uprising. And Kid Icarus Uprising was surprisingly a good game from what I've heard. With amazing new character designs, a good new gameplay, the story itself. It is definitely one of Nintendo's most underrated series that doesn't get that much recognition. Plus, you can say that this is sort of a fallen angel that came back to life. Kid Icarus, at least from what I've heard from Sakurai that stated, is that since he is the one that, rebooted the series, he hasn't really thought of either a sequel or a remake. But whenever he has a chance at some point after he comes back from all that break from making Smash Brothers, I think it's best for him to at least make something that isn't Smash, and, have a Kid Icarus sequel or something like that. After all, this is one of Nintendo's most underrated series that, I know I said it a lot, but you gotta understand that all these 10 games doesn't get that much love from Nintendo and the fans nowadays. And the fans of Kid Icarus definitely wants this. But nowadays, with the Switch being very powerful, we gotta at least give all these franchises some love and all. But with that, these are all the series or games that are currently missing for the Nintendo Switch. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What games do you want to see on the Switch? Do you want games that needs a revival, or do you want games that, that should either be ported to the Switch, or maybe get a sequel to that said series? I want to know all your opinions down below, and so with that, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, follow me on Twitter, and if you guys do not want to subscribe, that's completely fine by me, and remember this, once a legend, always a legend. Like a Hellcat.